Well, welcome to our first adult education virtual job club. And I'm going to share my screen here in just a minute. I wanted to have this up and got started talking and I forgot about it. So this is our virtual job club, our first time. We're here tonight to tell you a little bit about the many services and tools that are available to you. We will be covering these topics in greater detail in future meetings. I'd like to introduce our presenters. Jerry Wang is the one-stop operator for workNet Batavia, which serves Kane, Kendall, DeKalb counties. Tom Petrusik and Marlena Rios are our fabulous academic transition advisors. And I'm Valerie Kazubel, career advisor. Let's see. So our first presenter is Jerry Wang, who will tell us about all that is available to us through workNet. And Jerry, did you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I will. If you stop sharing, then I will go ahead and share my screen.
There you go.
Thank you, Valerie and everyone at Wabansi for having me. I am the one-stop operator over at workNet Batavia. And if those words mean nothing to you, I'm going to give you a presentation that will explain exactly what that means. But hopefully by the end of the presentation, you will have a better understanding of what the workNet does and the services available to you. But if you have any questions, I will throw out first that if you have any questions, you should definitely reach out to me and I'll get you to the right place. Valerie, I can see you. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to run through some slides. There's only a few of you there, but so if you want to, feel free to interrupt me with any questions. But yeah, we are workNet Batavia. We serve Kane, Kendall, and DeKalb counties. And first off, what is a workNet? So you'll hear a few different terms. You'll hear workNet, you'll hear American Job Center, you'll hear One Stop Center, but for the most part, they all refer to the same thing. These are federally funded sort of partnerships, if you will, or consortiums that are designed to help people who are either looking for new jobs or looking for training assistance with services that are available to you basically at no cost. So these are already funded by your tax dollars and are set up as things that are there that are available to you in any times of need. For more information about the system in general, you can look at illinoisworknet.com. Also, I'm happy to share these slides, so I'll send them to Valerie so that anyone who wants them afterwards can get them. So no need to take copious notes. So what does that mean for you? You should reach out to me at the workNet if you're looking for work or if you're looking for additional training for your qualifications. This is an older presentation by just a week, but we are available not only by phone and video conference right now, but we're also open to be seen in person. So we're open 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday at 143 First Street in Batavia. In addition to these things that you can get from detailed assistance in speaking with me or one of our career navigators, we also have office equipment that you can use at no cost, meaning if you need to send a fax or make some copies or use a computer that has internet access, you can come in and that is all available for you as well at no cost. So what we do as the one-stop center, as I mentioned, the location itself, like I said, has availability of those office machines as well as staff on site to talk to you about your resumes, your job search, how you might improve some of the things you do in an interview and that sort of thing. We offer workshops like this on a regular basis, but probably the most important thing that we do is we refer you and other folks out to other WorkNet partners that we'll describe in this presentation. So maybe let me pause there and see if anybody has any questions. No? As I said, the WorkNet really is a partnership or consortium. I'm not sure exactly what term they prefer, but of the local partners in our region. So our region covers Kane, Kendall, and DeKalb counties. If you happen to have friends or relatives that work and live in different counties, there are WorkNets in all the counties in Illinois. So again, feel free to have them contact me and I'll get them to the right place. But the WorkNet at its core has a few core partners, including the Department of Employment Security, which is the folks that you apply for your unemployment insurance benefits, the Department of Human Services, which handles things like food stamps and welfare, as well as county organizations such as the Office of Community Reinvestment in Kane County and the Kendall County Health Department. The other partners include the adult education providers such as Waubonsie, as well as a bunch of community-based organizations that provides various services that may benefit you as a job seeker. So real quick, I'm going to go through some of the organizations just to give you highlights of what they do. As I said, the Department of Employment Security, you'll most likely contact for your unemployment benefits. Unfortunately, they are not open to the public, so you cannot go in person. So if you have any issues, you do need to give them a call. Unfortunately, I have been told that there is a queue of probably about 2 weeks to get a return call, but rest assured they will call you. I will say that if you are having trouble getting in touch with IDES, I do have, and the WorkNet Center does have some contacts there, so we may, and a big question mark on may, be able to help you with some certain things. But for the most part, you need to go to IDES for those specific questions. Another place that we can send you a referral for is for the workforce development divisions of the various counties. So all the various counties actually get federal and state dollars that support job seekers for various services. The biggest of which that you may or may not know about is training services. So you can get vouchers that will actually pay for your training education to do various job skill training programs. So for example, if you wanted to do some nursing programs or become a commercial driver for a trucking program, if you're a software engineer and you're looking to learn different software languages, you may be eligible for training services where basically the organization is paying for your tuition and books and things for to go to these programs. We also offer a host of services for job seekers, including just one-on-one assistance, and they have special services for businesses and youth as well. We also have the Department of Human Services as a partner. So it may work out that if you're have lost income recently, you may be eligible for SNAP benefits, which is the food stamp program, as well as potential cash benefits through temporary assistance for needy families. The Department of Human Services also manages Division of Rehabilitation Services, which means that if you have physical or potentially mental disabilities that would prevent you from working or finding work, they would assist you. They have services to assist you in that sort of scenario. The health department at Kendall County and different places have a variety of services, but as it relates to job seekers specifically, they have specific grant programs that may actually help you with daycare costs, transportation costs, and work supplies. Of course, you're familiar with our higher education partners, specifically Wabanzi. They, of course, offer free ESL classes as well as adult and career education courses for training that either can be not for credit or for credit, as well as courses that may lead to a certificate. Um, Again, if you don't live in Wabanzi's area, we can refer you out to some of the other adult education programs. Now, we also supplement some of the programs with these community organizations that we work with. So Chinese Mutual Aid Association will help anyone, not, you don't have to be Chinese, but they have specific services for citizenship and immigration, as well as some social services programs in the Elgin area. World Relief is working throughout our area, but the office we work with is in Aurora. They work with a lot of folks that may need issues with immigration or refugee services, and they help English language learners with some employment services and other things. One of the themes you'll see is that there are folks that offer similar topics in terms of like, let's say, for example, English language training, but each one may be slightly different, right? So I know World Relief has some programs that focus specifically on English for specific careers. And so when you talk to us at the One Stop, we'll figure out what you need and get you to the right place. Two Rivers Head Start Agency is in the Aurora area. They have a lot of different opportunities for Head Start and other things for children. But as it relates to work-related stuff, they have programs for transportation and childcare assistance. And they also have an on-site food pantry if you're having a hard time putting food on the table there. Again, another agency out in DeKalb is the Family Service Agency. They are offering counseling services to folks out in Kendall County, as well as a lot of senior services. So they and another one of our partners, yes, the National ABLE, which runs the Senior Community Service Employment Program, have specific programs aimed at older adults who are either re-entering the workforce or need reskilling for those sorts of things. I think this may be my last slide, but the YWCA in Elgin also has some very specific classes. I know they do some very specific things around healthcare professions in the Elgin area. So I know I gave you a lot of information just now. So like I said, I'm going to share these slides with Valerie. But the easiest thing you can do is email me either at this email, worknetbatavia@texinc.com, or I think my email is on the next slide, or give us a call. And we're happy to set up a time to chat with you about whatever it is that you're interested in. The main thing is we just need to know what county of residence you're in to make sure that you're eligible to be referred to our services. And if you happen not to be in Kane, Kendall, or DeKalb, we can refer you out to actually another center in your county. This is just a review of the services. Yeah, and I think that concludes my presentation. 143 First Street is where we are in Batavia. If you know where the Batavia Library is, we're right around the corner from the library. So fairly easy to find. We have some good parking spaces out in the front that it seems our non-visitors seem to be using, but I'm going to kick them out and make sure there's spaces for you guys right in front. So come see me out at the WorkNet Center. Any questions?
Yes, I have, Jared. You talked about training services. How can I apply for training services? You told me.
Yeah, so I think what you said was you are interested in getting some funding for training grant. So we would refer you to our partners that the program is WIOA. They often say WIOA training. And depending on your situation, you may be eligible for various programs through that. And then if you qualify and find a program, they will then, what they end up doing is they give you a voucher that covers your tuition that you share with the training program that you qualify for. So there's an application process that we can help you with when we contact you.
Okay.
Any other questions? No? Well, certainly feel free to reach out if you do have any specific questions, email or phone. Like I said, we're just now open this week to not by appointment, but you're free just to walk in between 8:30 and 4:30. So yeah, if you are looking to just chat about your job search or training, please stop on by.
Thank you very much, Jerry. We really appreciate that. That's a lot of information.
Yeah. So
wow, you do that very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can tell you've said that before. Okay, so no questions, right, guys? So we're going to move on. Our next presenter is Tom Petrusik, who will share information on creating a portfolio.
Okay, thanks, Valerie. Like Valerie said, my name is Tom Petrusik. I am one of 2 transition advisors at Wabansie Community College. And moving forward in future job club meetings, one of the tools we hope to provide you with will be a career portfolio. I may also refer to this as a job search portfolio or a professional portfolio, but in essence, they are the same thing. So we'll address the creation of this moving forward in one of our future job club meetings, and I hope you'll find that valuable. They are definitely becoming more popular. The whole idea behind what a professional portfolio is you may find them certainly in college. You will find them in a lot of high schools. Certain departments in certain colleges put a premium on these things, and the whole idea is that it's an opportunity to showcase yourself, to compile all the tools necessary to take the next step, whatever that is. So for a high school student, it might be accumulating a way to show a body of their work when they apply to a college. If you're in college and you're getting together one of these professional portfolios, obviously then the next step might be grad school or the workforce. So what exactly is in it? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, I hope. Okay, you guys got that? Yeah? Okay. Okay. And ironically here, this is sponsored by, it says the U.S. Department of Labor, which is in partnership with the American Job Network, right? American Job Center Network.
Way to go, Tom.
Let's see how I tied that in real nice. Okay, so these are some of the things here. All right. Most people will be familiar with a resume, right? But the idea of the portfolio is to go far beyond that, and it's to include some items that are going to highlight not only your accomplishments, right, but everything that you have to offer. They will be different. There's no sort of one size fits all professional portfolio. You'll want to cater that obviously to what your experiences are, right? Everybody's experiences, both educationally, for sure, may be different. So you're just going to highlight those individual qualities that you feel will showcase yourself or make you stand out. A resume, a cover letter. Here you'll see a list of accomplishments. Again, that's obviously going to vary from individual. Samples of your work. Obviously, some individuals in high school, for instance, and I did that. This was my first experience with creating career portfolios, was with high school students. They didn't have a large body of work, right, that they wanted to showcase. So sometimes we had to be creative. But you'll see some ideas here, awards, volunteer work, maybe conferences that you attended. A lot of times they'll give you a certificate or a badge for completing something or a little online course. These are the types of things that can go into a professional portfolio. The idea being that it also gives you not only that opportunity to show it off once it's completed, but you're much more likely to sort of act and be proactive in your job search if you already have these things together, in a place. Oftentimes in the past, when I would work with students, we'd get as far as maybe a resume or a cover letter, and then they would go ahead and start their job search, and they would realize, they were asking for 5 letters of reference, not just 2 or 3, which is maybe what they had. So it's a good idea to have this be as comprehensive as you can, because it's not a one-size-fits-all type of thing. It's obviously going to vary for individual, but it will also vary for what your intent is. But you can see here, there's quite a few things that you'll want to include. Most importantly, the things that I think we'll focus on would be resume, cover letter, making sure you have references, making sure you have maybe a template of all your prior work experience, right? Because they'll ask for dates and these types of things. So you're going to want to have that up front, so that when you do see that job opening, when you are engaged in that job search, you're going to be much more likely to act quickly if you're not scrambling around to find these things, if you already have them in place. So that's kind of the idea overall in general terms of what would be in a portfolio. Now, the other point, I'll go ahead and stop sharing that. The other point would be, why is it important, right? Well, I discussed a little bit of that, but in particular, it's a fantastic way to prepare yourself for what comes next in that job search, right? An interview, these types of things. So you've already done that work. You've already refreshed all of your experiences. You've already highlighted the things that you want to, shine that light on, perhaps in your interview. So a lot of the hard work, the heavy lifting is already done as far as the job search goes. The other thing that I found interesting is it will definitely set you apart. I did mention that these things are becoming sort of more in vogue and more popular over the years. But I did find a statistic off of that American Job Center. The statistic was quoting a hiring coordinator from Verizon Wireless. And out of 300 interviews that were conducted annually, I'm not sure how recent this was, but I'm assuming it was quite recent. About 1% actually had a portfolio. So that may sound a little contradictory to what I'm saying. Well, if they're so important to, why aren't you maybe seeing them more? I really can't speak to that, okay? But what I can speak to is the effectiveness of what the portfolio will bring, because that same person said, guess what? Every single one of those individuals that did have a portfolio got the job, okay? So it is not time wasted in the least. It is very important in terms of setting yourself apart from your competition. And that is one way to look at it when you're in the job hunt, right? The job search. You are in competition. So it's best to be as prepared as you possibly can. So I believe having a career portfolio is going to be very beneficial to anybody who's engaged in a job search or looking to go on to further education, whatever the need is. And we'll hopefully look to focus on some of the specifics and cater those individual career or professional portfolios to you in future job club meetings. So with that, are there any specific questions that I can help answer?
I have a question, but about the resume.
Mm-hmm.
I can put in my resume different careers, because almost my career I work engineer, but 7 months ago I'm working different career. Can I put the same the resume, different careers?
It was a little difficult to hear you. Specifically, what was your question, Luciana? I was having a difficult time hearing you.
Did you hear me?
So. It's I can hear you so.
Wait a minute. Can you hear me?
A little bit better. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I'm trying. In my resume, can I put different?
Oh, now you're cut out.
Do you hear me?
Now, yes.
Now we got you. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
gotcha.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Perfect.
Don't touch anything.
I can hear you more.
Do you want to, Luciana, maybe you want to type your question if you can, and then I can respond. If there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back to Valerie. So if you want to go ahead and type your question into the chat, if you can, I can respond to you. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I apologize for that, but it's just very difficult to hear you. So, okay. If there's no other questions with that, I will bounce it back to Valerie, and I look
Thank
forward
you,
to covering
Tom.
this in greater detail, hopefully, and seeing you guys in one of the future job code meetings.
Thanks, Tom. That was really great information. There's nothing better than having something about you that makes you stand out. And I've never heard that before, the statistics on how few people have it, but that they all got hired. That's awesome. I'm going to borrow that statistic if you don't mind. Now I am going to, I wanted to talk to you about Career Coach, and let's see if I can share my screen now. Where do I have Career Coach? All right, having some technical difficulties here. I don't know where I put it. Hang on 1 second. I am so sorry. I thought I had it queued up. I apologize. Okay. Let's see if I can try this again. All right, can you see Career Coach now? Yay, thank you. I apologize. I was all set. I practiced this and everything. Sorry for the delay. So if you've worked with me before, you know that I am a huge fan of Career Coach, and I believe it is one of the most fantastic tools for career exploration that that I have seen yet. And I really like working with it and find it pretty easy to use. And they've got a video that kind of puts it all together. But before I show the video, I just want to show you, just highlight a couple of different things. First of all, you want to establish or create a profile so that it will save any results. So when you take the assessment test or you decide that you want to build your resume, all of that information will be stored here in your account, and you can go back to it, you can edit it, print it out. So it's really a valuable, valuable tool. I recommend that you take the career assessment, which is the first area here. There is an option, let's see if I click on this, if it shows you. There is an option with the assessment. You can take a 6-question one, a 30-question one, or a 60-question one. The idea of the assessment is they're analyzing your personality and your likes to determine what careers might be a match for your personality. Obviously, the more information that you give them, the more detailed they can be about what is going to be a good fit for you. I'm going to show you just one thing with one question. This is the premise of this is don't think about when you're answering these questions, don't think about, I don't have the training for this yet, or I can't afford to get the training. Imagine that money is no option, training and education is no option, but if you could do the things that are on there, would you want to do them or not do them? So this is the way all of them, the questions are set up. And there's 3 things here that you're going to read through, and you're going to have 5 options of how to answer. So one thing you want to stay away from is unsure, because that really doesn't tell us very much about who you are. And you want to give them more information about what you like or you don't like. So they're really going to like to see if there's something that you absolutely don't want to do ever, 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 strongly disagree. And if there's something that you can't wait to do, strongly agree. So, and then this helps them when the program is putting this all together, match you with clusters, and then within the clusters, the pathways. Okay, now, rather than if you want to just, when you very first get in here and you think you have an idea of what you might want to do, you can take a look at all the careers. And I think as I scroll through here, you might recognize those 16 career clusters that we talk about all the time. And those are the jobs, various jobs that are divided into like type functions that are all grouped together. And I went down to manufacturing and looked at, so if this is the cluster, you hear us talk about clusters and you hear us talk about pathways. So the cluster, if you're interested in manufacturing, and this gives you a little overview of what is entailed in manufacturing, these are 3 different pathways that you can take, but still be part of manufacturing. So if, let's say, I think I want to do installation, I'm going to click on this. And this gives me an overview of jobs that I could do within maintenance, installation, and repair. And what I think is really important about this is it gives a detail, a summary of what the main job description is, but it gives you what the median salary is, which is the middle. And it also tells you what education level you should have. That in this career, 39% of the people who have it right now have a certificate, 33% have a high school diploma or less, and 20% have an associate degree. So that tells me I might qualify for this and I don't have to get an associate degree. I might look into what the certificate is for this. Okay, so that's an important looking at this to see what education is required is really an important piece of information to have about all of these jobs. Then the other thing that's on this front page, before we go to I really like the video that they do, and they put it all together in how you can use it, but it kind of goes by so fast that it looks a little bit overwhelming. So that's why I just wanted to point out these 3 parts. Resume is always something that students ask me about. So when you fill out your profile, your basic contact information is in there and it'll already be uploaded into your resume. Then you have the option, if you notice up here, you're going to give your resume a title and you've got an option of holding 6 different resumes. So let's say you're not really sure, you want to work in the healthcare field, but you could qualify for office work right now, but you also would like to do something maybe as an assistant. You can build your resume so that you're highlighting the skills that particular jobs want, and you can have 6 versions there ready to go whenever you want to apply. Okay, any questions about this before I go to the video? All right, so here is the video. Okay, so, obviously, I think it's a fantastic tool. I think you will also. I was excited to hear that there's also a Spanish version of this that has all of the same features, even the assessments. So that's a fantastic option as well. Do we have any questions about Career Coach before we move on? No? All right, so our next presenter is Marlena Rios, who's going to present valuable employment trend information for us. And I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Valerie. I have some good news to share with you about job openings in the Aurora area. There are over 6,000 new job openings in the Chicagoland area Region 4 in the month of January 2021. Region 4 is considered the Northeast region, and these job openings are from employers that post online job ads. There are some industries that choose not to post job openings online. If you look at the screen, it says Economic Development Region 4. We're in Region 4, the Northeast Chicagoland area. The first list you'll see is a list of employers.
Marlena,
Yes.
I'm not seeing your screen. Is anyone else seeing There we go. Okay, I see it now.
So this is the Region 4 area, the Chicagoland area, and this is the list of employers, which are businesses, stores, schools, banks, or companies that are hiring. The second list, as I scroll down, sorts jobs by occupation. So let's look at the top list first. In Region 4, the employer that has posted the most job openings online is Home Depot, with over 561 postings. These are all the Home Depots in Region 4. So the Home Depots in Naperville, Bolingbrook, Aurora, Oswego. One thing you could actually do is just Google Map all the Home Depots to see where they're located, if location is a concern for you. You might be wondering at this point, what type of jobs is Home Depot posting? Are these part-time, full-time, seasonal? Are they by shifts? Are they careers or jobs? And that's something that we can definitely work with you on another future session of our job club to show you how to explore very specific details about these job openings to see if there are good opportunities for you. Today, we're just giving you an overview of the data from the Chicagoland area. You can see the names of the other 19 employers that are hiring at this time. So for example, I see job openings at Amita Health, CVS Health, Amazon, 3 universities, and 4 tax consulting companies. You can also see the number of positions that are available in each company, like Home Depot and Amita Health have the most number of job openings, whereas RSM US and IBM have fewer job openings. This would be a good list to explore if you have all levels of education and training. Whereas the other list on the bottom is listed by occupation. So let's say you already have education or training to be a registered nurse. Well, you can see under registered nurses, there are over 1,200 job openings in the Chicagoland area alone. But if you don't have the training or education yet, but you're considering going into healthcare, this is going to be a good option, and this is so reassuring because you'll easily find employment. Let's say you want to go into manufacturing. Well, you can see under manufacturing, we have over 1,200 job postings in this area. And if you're wondering what type of education is required to go into healthcare or manufacturing, Tom and I can help you as your transition advisors figure out, what academic pathway would get you there as quickly as possible. So I hope you find this information helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.
Marlene, I just have a quick question. I just real curious do you know how often this information is updated, or is there anything that you found on that? Is it done, weekly, or?
I believe it's done month to month.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks, Marlena. That is just amazing how many jobs there were in manufacturing and nursing. And then I started to look down, and it's like, we just went from 1,200 to 400. I want to study for the 1,200 one. Okay, so let me again just put up, I hope, since I wasn't, let's see how this is gonna go. I think I can do this. I'll put up our contact information again in case anyone wants to If you want to reach Jerry directly, this is his direct email address and all of our email addresses. And Tom, what did I do? This is a different version because I did update yours. So let's give it, it's 630, no, 331. What is it?
You're asking the wrong person right now.
Okay,
I,
all right.
I'm going to go ahead and I already sent it to Luciana, but I'll go ahead and put in the
Oh
chat my
gosh.
email address at least.
Yes,
Okay.
please do that. Oh my gosh, at least the email is there. I know I am like computer illiterate today. Ugh. Okay, so there's that. And then I had some notes here of what I wanted to say. You saw our contact information. There's a lot of services that are out there that are free to you. Lots of groups of people that are all working together who want to help you be successful. So if there are any topics that we didn't discuss today, all of these topics are going to be gone into with much more in depth in future sessions. We just wanted to give you an overview of the services that are available to you. If there are any topics though that have come to mind, please feel free to either put them in the chat or email one of us. And we'll be happy to take a look at that for future sessions. Does anybody have any questions?
I just want to let you know I did find my text number and it is in the chat.
Thank you. I'm embarrassed. Ugh. Okay. So this is our very last slide. I don't think there's any missing or incorrect information on here. Our next meeting will be Thursday, March 3rd. It will be virtual again, 6 o'clock. We haven't established the topic yet, but we will email everyone who got an invitation to this with the information of what the topic will be, and look around because we'll have some flyers out with more information. We thank you for joining us for our very, very first virtual job club. And we look forward to seeing you in the future. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting. Thanks.
You.
All right. Why is this not working?